Hey guys, how are you? We're gonna do a quick Q&A, about 30 minutes or so. So if you have any questions, I will answer them, and then at some point here shortly, I will pick a winner of those set of darts. So if you have questions, start firing them out, and I'll do the best to answer as many as I can. I am gonna go ahead and address a couple questions that I get asked all the time. So I'll just start with that while you guys figure out what the heck you want to ask me. So obviously people wonder who I am. I'm a nobody. I'm just a Iowa-born kid who just likes playing darts, and one day I decided to stream darts, and here we are. That's kind of the shortened version of my story, and I've been playing darts about 6 years. The next question I get asked a lot is about the stream. I would say one of the biggest confusing things is that people think when they buy the gram board that they're getting basically what my stream looks like, which is not true at all. Yeah, so when you buy the gram board, it comes with the board, and then you use like your phone or tablet, which has an app on it that you download off the Google Play or iPhone, whatever you want to call it, Apple Store, and it syncs with your board via Bluetooth. Now my stream, okay, so it uses the camera on your phone, I should say that, phone or tablet. That's how you see each other when you play. The stream itself is completely different. I know I've said it a million times. I have thousands of dollars invested into this stream. Just to kind of give you an idea, you can do it for a lot cheaper. I know there's some YouTube videos that show you kind of the basics of how it's done. If you Google like how to stream Grandboard, they'll pop up. But you know, it's a completely different setup than the actual Grandboard itself. We're talking about two different things. I just happen to play on the Grandboard when I'm streaming. Why is Dylan calling me? Hold on. We're going to answer this in the middle of this. Yes. Yeah? Why are you calling me in the middle of my stream? Hey guys, it's one of my moderators. He has no idea what's going on. Yeah, you're on Hey, do you want to say something? Hold on. Do you want to say something? Say hi.
Hi.
Oh, okay. I'm going to let you go then.
Alright.
Bye. That was funny. One of my own moderators had no idea I was doing this today. Tisk tisk. Let's see here. So yeah, hopefully that clears up a couple things between the Grandboard and using like your phone versus my stream. Okay, my stream, sorry if you hear my kid. My stream is just, it's a completely different setup. It has nothing to do with Grandboard. Let's see here. So one of the questions was, do you ever throw in the Grandboard online tournaments? Yes, I do. I haven't done one for a while, but I used to play them a lot more. I'll probably start playing them again. I used to host a few of them, but I just haven't had as much time lately with streaming that it's been hard to cut out a piece of, a day a week to play in those tournaments. But I think those online tournaments are awesome. Hey Drew, how are you? How many players are registered with the system? I do not know. I know if you go to like the App Store for Grandboard, I think there's like over 50,000 downloads. That's just on Android. So that kind of gives you an idea of how huge it is. In my opinion, anybody that plays on like a Galaxy 3 board, my opinion is it's almost just as populated as that. You know, a G3 at peak hours probably has more players on at once, but the Grandboard always has players on it. You know, a G3 at 8 in the morning, you're not going to really find anybody, but like on the Grandboard, there's always somebody to play. Let's see. Somebody asked, what is the biggest tournament I have played in? Really? Not a very big one. The closest would be like Stupid Juice. I go to Stupid Juice every year in the Quad Cities. That is one of my favorite tournaments. It's a lot of fun. Triple Bowl is another big one. I didn't go this year, but usually I go every year. And otherwise, our state championships, which I don't really consider a huge tournament. I know there's a lot of people there, but you know, it's limited to only Iowa players. And but Stupid Juice is probably the biggest tournament I've played in. I hope to one day travel and go to a lot more, a lot bigger tournaments at some point. But you know, I'll cross that path when it approaches me. Am I an amateur? Yeah, I'm an amateur. I'm amateur as all get out. Dylan, it's okay. I'm just giving you crap. No, the lights. So somebody just asked if the lights bug me in the middle of a round. So the lights don't bother me. At first, they were weird, especially because once a round's over, you know, it has each cricket number is on the outside is lit. And so when a round is over, those don't light up right away. They take like a second or two to light up. So like I'm ready to throw as those are starting to light up, and that was the only thing that threw me off for a while. But now with all the lights and stuff, none of it bothers me. None of it. Sorry if I have to go back and look through a bunch of these. So if you want to play in a Grand Board tournament, that's a good question. Somebody asked if you have a Grand Board, how do you go about playing in the tournament? So the tournaments are free. There was some trial on doing tournaments, collecting money through PayPal, but I don't think it worked very well. So the way it works is everybody just uses Challenge, and then you make your Challenge account, and then you make sure your name in the bracket on Challenge is the same as your Grand ID, so people can find you and know who they're playing. So they're free. If you just go to the Grand Board Online group, there's like over 4,000 players in it. If you go there, almost every day, there's a tournament posted by somebody. Anybody can make them. I'd say it's usually a lot of the same people that make the tournaments. But you just sign up, and then you wait for it to start, and you find your opponent in the lobby, and you play. I mean, it's just like a normal tournament, only it goes a lot faster, and you can play in your socks. I think the 3 is worth it if you have the money. If you have a Grand 2, I said it in my review video. I think everybody thought the Grand Board 3 was going to be like a huge... Sorry, I keep forgetting to read the question. Somebody asked if the Grand 2... Let's see, what did you say? Is the Grand 2 worth it? Or Grand 3 worth it from the Grand 2? Okay. I think the marketing was done poorly, so we were kind of expecting like this really big, this brand new generation of a board, and it wasn't. I think if you treat it more like Xbox, what are the two Xboxes? Like Xbox One and Xbox One S, I think is what it is, or X, I can't remember. More like that. It's like a minimal upgrade. So if you have the Grand Board 2, you don't really need the Grand Board 3, but if you have the money, you won't be disappointed. Let me just say that. And if you have a Dash and you're looking to upgrade, the Grand Board 3 is totally worth it. Sorry if you hear my family again. Where am I from? I'm from Iowa. I live in northeastern Iowa. Born and raised. I live in my hometown. Do I play League? That is a question. I do play League. Usually I play once a week. About almost 2 years ago, had a kid. So my dart playing has been cut down significantly now that he's almost 2. I'm able to kind of get out more. So I'm looking in July. I think I'm going to start playing Thursday League again, a TOC League. Spurge, I'm not answering that. Let's see. Yeah, Independence, Iowa, if that was your specific question. How did I get the Grand 3 ahead of schedule? I had access to a distributor, and I was able to get it that route way ahead of time. Basically, right when they were released, the deal was done basically before it was even mass released in Asia. But I got lucky on a contact I had over in Hong Kong, and that's how I ended up getting the board. That's kind of the short answer. And I don't know if he was legally supposed to give it to me. I don't know. So I don't really say who it is, just for that reason. What is my real average in cricket? Okay. I'm about a 3-5 thrower. Right now, I'm not. I've always kind of been around a 3-5 the past couple years. But that was when I drank. So now, I've been stuck around that 3 right now playing sober. 0-1, it's like a 31, 32. And right now, it's more like a 25 playing sober. You know, I'm saying 3-5 because that's probably more of the true average. And, you know, in Gran, I was just like a 4-1 on Gran right before I quit drinking. But that's because I'm throwing from the comfort of my own home. So it's probably a little bit escalated, a little higher than it should be. So that's kind of where I am at as a player. Let's see here. My biggest dart accomplishment and win. For me, man, probably this one's more of sentimental, and it was the recent one, was the NDA regional that came through Waterloo, Iowa back in October. I won it with one of my best friends. We started playing darts together, and we won doubles cricket, and that was probably, honestly, if you only want to count wins, that was definitely the biggest win for me. And it was very kind of nostalgic, and just because we've been throwing together for 6 years, and, you know, I kind of got way ahead of him skill wise, and he was lagging way behind me. So we kind of separated, and then he caught up, and we said, hey, let's play together. And we went, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We absolutely wrecked everybody. I think we dropped one game the entire tournament. So it was a lot of fun. If you don't want to count a win, Stupid Juice, a couple years ago, I took ninth or whatever it is in the open bracket for singles cricket. And that was difficult. I was really proud of that. Anybody that's been to Stupid Juice understands there's a pro side and an open side. Obviously, the pro side is extremely hard, but the open bracket side it's really hard too. If you ever want to go to a really good tournament, go to Stupid Juice. Man, I got a lot of questions. Let's see here. I gotta hold my phone up. I ain't gonna answer that, Greaser. How long have I been playing? 6 years. About 6 years. What do you think keeps you at a 3.5 versus guys who can get to 4 to 5.0? Not enough practice? Do you have goals to get better, or are you content with 3.5? I am not content with the 3.5. My goal is to be the best I can possibly be. I know this sounds stupid and corny. World champion. That is my goal. Will I ever hit that? Absolutely not. But that's my goal, is basically to be the best possible dart player. I want to be a 5 thrower. And, you know, I see a lot of guys that just go to league and complain about not getting better. Well, all you're doing is going to league. Or guys that just play online all the time, all they do is play online. They don't ever really put the work in practice. And, you know, for a while, that's what held me back from getting over a 3. I wasn't going to tournaments. I was just playing once a week. And then when I started playing all the time and practicing outside of league and tournaments and started playing with better players, that's when I broke that 3 hump really quick. I would say right now, for me personally, the reason I'm not at a 4.5 right now is, one, I haven't put enough work in. And, I mean, there's no excuses for it. And two, the brutal one, I think there is a level of natural talent that it takes to get to that level. Some people are just incredibly gifted at darts and don't have to put much work in. You know, in a couple years, they're already at a 4. And those people piss me off. I'm generally pretty talented at everything I do. I would say ahead of the curve. But with darts, it only got me so far. So I think one day I'll be there. It just, I got to put the work in. And obviously having a kid has really hampered the amount of time and travel I can put in. But I hope to one day get there. And that's kind of the cool part about the stream is anybody that watches on a regular basis, you're basically watching my dart career in real time. So it's kind of, you're going on the journey with me. So hopefully that answers that question. I can't recommend any shop in Asia. You can pre-order it for the Grandboard 3, that question about any shop in Asia. I can't recommend that just for contractual reasons. I do have ownership in some companies that I cannot say a competitor of mine. But if you want to pre-order one and wait till it comes out end of this month, early June, you can go to RyBroPlaysDarts.com. You can pre-order the Grandboard 3. It's $259 shipped. There's my plug for the day. Let's see here. Let's see. I have not announced a winner yet. I'll get to that here in just a little bit. We'll do that live. When's Stupid Juice? Stupid Juice is always like the first or second week in December in the Quad Cities. That's Iowa, Illinois, right on the border in kind of basically southern Iowa. And I go every year. It is an absolute drunk fest. It's a lot of fun. It's crappy payouts, cheap buy-in, everything you'd expect from a dart tournament, but the competition is second to none. Maybe like Darts Live and the PDC Tour, yeah, obviously those are better, but I mean for local, it is a monster tournament. So much talent's there. Ben Dersh, Mike Maloney, who was there last year? Don Stewart made it up, so Brady McCaw's always there. Just a lot of really good players. Let's see here. Somebody asked, do you enjoy teaching players versus playing tournaments? I'm not sure what that means. James, clarify that question a little bit more. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. How much work do you think you need to put in to get to that 4 or higher level? For me, probably quite a bit. I did fall off kind of leading up to my break I took because I was so just agitated with how I was playing. So I kind of fell off. I'm still kind of on a semi-break. Probably after this weekend, I will start to get back on a regular schedule. So that means in between streams, those off days, I will be putting in hopefully at least 2 hours a day. And I think that's what it takes. Taking about maybe 1 day off a week and the other days you're throwing. That's what I think. And then getting back to traveling to some tournaments again and getting back involved in league is what it's going to take for me to get there. And obviously that's going to help me break out of this transition of playing sober. So it might take a year, but you know, I'm up for it whether I show frustration or not. Do you play many money tournaments? I kind of already answered that. I used to. Not as much anymore, but I will start playing them again. Who's the best looking guy you know personally over 400 pounds? I don't know. Probably Scott Spurgeon. Which dart companies are you a part of? Well, I used to be an owner of M&R Darts. Until the end of last year, I sold my ownership for many different reasons. That's a whole nother discussion I'm not going to get into. It just was not a good fit at the time for me, and so I walked away from it. RyBro Plays Darts is actually an asset of a company of mine. So we'll leave that at that. We'll go into that later down the road. Do I play any steel? And do you think that makes you better at soft tip? I'm probably not the best person to answer that question. You know, there's a lot of really good players that play both. I can just answer it for me personally. You know, for me, I do play steel tip. and I love steel tip. I really do. I wish we had a steel tip community in my area, and we just don't. We've talked about starting one up, but I'm a huge steel tip fan. And maybe someday I'll incorporate it into the stream. And do I think it makes you better? I do. I think when I've spent time on the steel tip board, I think I think the segments look huge on the soft tip board. So I do think it makes you better. Darts is, I guess at the end of the day, darts is darts. Let's see here. I'm running out of questions here. You guys better start firing them off. Otherwise, I'm going to start rambling about stuff you don't want to hear. We got about 5 to 10 more minutes left, and then I'll draw a winner, and then we'll call it good. Somebody just said, do you think you'd be better if you were single with no kids? Yes, I do. Absolutely. No offense to my wife and my son. It's just the reality. So I don't see any more questions on here. So you guys got like 30 seconds to get a question in, and then I'm going to go ahead and draw for a winner. I'm trying to think of some questions I get asked a lot. I get asked all sorts of questions, mainly related to the stream and how I do it. But okay, we're going to call it good. That was just a really quick Q&A. We'll do another one down the road. We're going to draw a winner here quick. So bear with me on this. So what I need everybody to do is, in the chat, type a number. Okay, I'll answer that question real quick because it's a good question. Oh, here they come. Okay, I'm going to answer a couple more questions. My cricket strategy is I'm usually a really conservative player. And when I feel like I'm in pretty good rhythm, I'll get more aggressive. I don't really have a favorite steel tip brand. And weight as close as I can get to my soft tip dart. Around that 18 to 21 grams. I order darts from myself. I order darts from myself. I think it'll take a year before I'm comfortable playing sober. I really do. Up to a year. Okay, now I'm done. All right, let's do this real quick.